In a world where people play Yahtzee to determine the fate of humankind, tonight's episode is Ready or Not, starring Hugo Weaving's daughter as Felicity Huffman, Donald Glover as the maid, Samuel L. Jackson as the cook, and Veronica Mars as Jennifer, directed by Stanley Kubrick. It's fucking Scream Fiends!
Wasn't Jennifer in that movie? I know.
Switch the channel?
Oh, they like
Ready or not, here we come. No, is that okay?
I liked it.
Samara Weaving. If you have been following this show since whenever, you all know.
April 2016.
You all know our love for Samara Weaving, and she is back in probably the last R-rated Disney movie, horror movie will likely...
Wait, time out. This is a Disney movie?
Well, so this movie was made right about when...
Wait, which movie are we talking about?
Ready or Not! Right about when Disney acquired Fox.
Okay, gotcha.
So... technically, Samara Weaving is a Disney princess.
So Disney has a rule where there's no heads getting lopped off in their movies. So, well, yeah, you're right. We'll never see a Fox movie with head loppings.
Well, we'll never see a Fox movie.
That's also true.
Yeah.
They're taking Fox away from everything.
The movie aspect of Fox, right? That's the part that they own, not the overall company.
Oh.
Right. So now it won't be like Fox Searchlight. I think it's just going to be like Searchlight or
Yeah, I believe
whatever.
they said that. Yeah.
20th century.
But Samara Weaving, guys.
When this movie first came on and they showed her, this was legitimate. I was like, I said, are her eyes digitally enhanced to be that big? I legitimately thought that it was fake, and you guys are like, no,
yeah,
that's looks like
that's
her eyes are
Weaving.
You know who her uncle is?
No, I don't. Oh,
Hugo Weaving.
Yeah, I was going to say no.
He's got gigantic eyes.
Angelic, as you love to say.
She is angelic. Like, she is, to me, the most beautiful woman I've ever seen in my entire life. Ever. Like, pictures throughout history. Like, she is the epitome of beautiful women ever made, ever, on the planet. The stars were aligned when her parents consummated to make her. There was she may have been immaculately conceived.
Russ, you're
her midichlorians are off the chart. She's the chosen one. She's going to bring balance to the fuglies and the attractives of the world.
I just realized that Star Wars is now a Disney property. So.
Oh, yeah. So
soon Scream Fiends will be too.
Yes.
Yes, Disney. We're selling. If you're buying. Well, could you imagine what we could do with Disney money on this show?
Oof.
Buy a bunch of other shit and just keep this.
Everything Disney makes is great. It is great.
All right, so do you want to do like the setup, what this movie, basic gist?
So the thing is, this is one of those movies that I feel there's a gist. It doesn't require the breakdown that like other movies, like for example, we did the Color Out of Space, and we can pretend like we're not recording these episodes right after each other, but we're all wearing exactly the same thing.
Yeah, I at least pretended.
Nice try.
I'm wearing something different.
So, but for me, it doesn't require the same breakdown. You can set up the premise and then just talk about the funny shit that happens.
Oh, we're don't kid yourself. We're gonna do it the same way we've always done it. So you can say that,
anyways.
Yeah.
Two kids running around in a mansion.
LaBelle's Gambit. We see that there's like a board game type thing. So I guess we don't really know what that means at this point in the movie, but we're introduced to LaBelle, the name LaBelle.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's 2 young boys running around the house.
Scared.
Yeah.
And there's like a mirror closet thing, and the one older brother sticks his little brother in it, and then shuts the door.
Daniel, he says the one kid calls him Daniel, so we know one kid's name's Daniel. And then we get this scared, out of breath, disheveled. He's wearing like a tuxedo. Comes, finds the kids, and he's like,
"You gotta help me, Daniel.
Yeah.
You gotta help me." And he's like, "He's in here!"
Yep, yells.
And then he gets crossbowed.
Yes. And then a bunch of people in masks, like masquerade masks, but they're like weird.
They look like half a Slipknot mask and half.
It looks like Snoke from the new Star Wars.
Yeah, it looks like Snoke. It is a Disney movie. Oh. Fucking A. Those scenes were all shot after they had already finished the movie when Disney acquired Fox. Like, we want you to wear these Snoke masks. It's just going to be a little subliminal message. Nobody's going to get it, not outwardly, but we did. Disney, we're for sale.
Then we get a little title card that says 30 years later.
Yeah.
And it is wedding day for Samara Weaving.
She's reading her vows into a mirror. Then she lights up a cigarette and starts talking shit. So she's got like this attitude in her characters that like you can see in The Babysitter. I just watched Havoc again. Not Havoc. What's that called?
Mayhem.
Just watched that again. And she's spunky. She's spunky. Like, I think she'd have been a better Harvey Quinn than Margot Robbie.
Harley Quinn.
What did I say?
Harvey Quinn.
Yeah, Harley Quinn.
I agree. She's definitely found a way of like. She's one of those actors that feels like she's playing herself, but she's playing characters. It's like she's found an identity.
I agree. So, real quick, because I don't want to forget this. Remember that weird scream that she does?
In this movie?
Yeah. That, like, we were laughing about her.
Oh, yeah.
She does that in all of her movies. That's just her scream. That weird, it's like, she's, like, turned up, like, the frequency on a tremolo pedal and, like, stepped on it. Like, it's just like a dying goat shrilly. Like, they mixed a rabbit screaming in pain and a goat. Put it together. It's a good scream. So
we find out that she is marrying into the La Domas gaming empire.
Yep, and they make board games.
They own like sports teams now. Like,
Yeah.
It started off. Yeah, he sort of explains like.
It's Nintendo.
Well, not right now, not at this point, but yeah, all we know at this point is that it's the La Domas gaming empire.
Yeah.
And the husband, groom to be, or is it just the groom? Groom to be?
Yeah, what the fuck? Groom.
We get some foreshadowing, I guess you could call it, of he's giving her an out. He like tells her like.
So what happens is Daniel comes in the room while they're talking, and Daniel's like, "You could just leave," and like she's like, "Ha ha ha ha," but then Daniel leaves, and then Alex is like, "Seriously."
Yeah, he's right.
Yeah.
And like tries to give her an out.
This family's bad. He doesn't say specifically why, but he's like, you know, rich people are terrible. This family's bad. You're better off without us.
Yeah.
And she kind of just plays it off like, oh, you know, I love you, whatever.
It's a joke.
It can't be that bad. Exactly. Yeah. It's that sort of thing. But it's something that consistently comes up, even with other family members.
Right.
The mom even kind of says that. Something to the effect.
At this point, do they get into like her backstory, kind of like, because there's some sort of, it's not really a subplot, but it's like she's come from like
They never said outright.
So-
but she definitely. Did they imply like she was maybe an orphan or?
Yes.
Yes.
something like that.
Something like that.
They don't
And
go
it's-
deep into it.
And it kind of seems to put everybody off except the mother. The mother does make a snide remark, but the mother genuinely, and I thought at first she was playing it up, but I thought, well, maybe there's something to it. The mother actually likes this girl.
You do get the impression that
Andy McDowell.
Yeah,
is
Andy
the,
McDowell, which is awesome to see her. I haven't seen her since Groundhog's Day, but so they bring her in, and well, she's also happy that you get the idea that Alex is a little bit estranged from his family, but because they're getting married and whatever, she kind of brings him back, and so it makes mom happy. But yeah.
So they get married, and it comes to the wedding night, and we find out that she has to play a game, like to be initiated into, like to become an actual member of the family. She has to play this game.
Yeah.
And this is where they go into this game room type play. And
Man,
that's
I want a
where,
game room like that for
Table.
playing
That was
board
really cool
games.
fucking-
Oh.
yeah.
Have you seen those gaming tables you can buy where it's like a tabletop, like a dinner tabletop, and then you pull these like really nice wood things off, and it's got like this padded inside. You can put your D&D shit in, any kind of board game you want. It's got like drink. They're like, I was looking at these things. They're like $15,000 tables. And I'm just like, I want.
if you're watching this, you know what to get Scream Fiends for Christmas.
We would like a $20,000 gaming table. That'd be sweet.
So yeah, then we get who is the father played as?
Oh, what do you mean, as or by?
By.
I can't think of his name. I recognized him though, and I don't know what his name is, but he's.
I didn't
like,
write any of that down.
He writes like he. So in the original Mission Impossible with Tom Cruise, he's the guy that's talking to Tom Cruise in the beginning of the movie after everybody gets killed, and Tom Cruise is kind of thinking that like he thinks Tom Cruise set them all up, and he goes red light, green light, and he puts the gum on the aquarium and it all explodes. So he's that guy in that movie. He plays the dad in this movie, and he's awesome. He's really good.
And he sort of explains the whole LaBelle. Do you want to explain? One of you want to explain the
So
LaBelle?
isn't it like the great grandfather meets LaBelle on a boat, and they both like gambling and cards and games of chance, and LaBelle has this box with the cards in it, and they play a game for this box.
Well, no, he tells him that he needs to figure it out.
He needs to figure out how to open the box.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
Hellraiser.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He,
What do
and
they
if-
call the LaPlants? What's
LaBelle box.
What's
Yeah,
the box called in Hellraiser though?
Oh, I can't remember.
LaMarchand?
That sounds right. Yeah.
LaMarchand's box or something.
Puzzle box.
But basically, he says if you can figure out how to open this box, I will fund anything, like any project that you are working on, and we'll give you, whatever money you need to start up whatever business.
Yeah.
And so, and I think they said like after it was like days or whatever, right? Like after like 2 days or something, he was able to open it up, and so they celebrate the LaBelle guy as well because without him, they don't have this. This empire.
Fortune, yeah.
So yeah, the great grandfather.
But they have this ritual. They have to play this game
Yeah.
every time somebody gets married. Or is it? Yeah, I think that's what I got.
Yeah, because and then they don't really say why at this point, but it's like it's bad luck.
Right.
Our grandfather was superstitious, and he's if we didn't play this game.
So this one bigger guy, and we recognize as the the husband of one of the ladies from the Black Orphan Black.
Is it Fitch?
Fitch,
Fitch.
and so Fitch is like, this is all bullshit, right? And so like he's the whole time he's kind of thinking this is bullshit, and you'll see him like looking at his phone like, is this stuff bullshit? This witchcraft bullshit.
Pacts with the devil.
And it just right, is it bullshit? Is it like, and that's a perfectly legitimate Google.
Yeah.
So that's great. But so Alex is kind of preparing her for this, and she pulls a card.
Yeah, so that's what the box does. Like, it pops open and a blank card comes out.
Oh no, you put a blank card in, you push the box closed, then when you pull it out, it'll tell you what game you have to play.
Yes. And it comes out
Hide and seek.
Hide and seek. And that is the one card you don't want to get.
So basically, she has to survive till dawn, is what they like. Basically,
not survive because they don't imply that this is what's going on.
Well, yeah.
It's just like, oh yeah, you have to go.
Yeah.
And then the dad kind of hinted like, if you can stay hidden until dawn.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But the thing is like, so now as we get along though, it's like if she were to actually make it till dawn, the family loses, and then they'll lose everything. Is like the kind of the idea, because it isn't just to play the game. They have to find her. It's impingent on everything.
Right,
Well,
but that's
you don't
not,
know that.
Yeah, there's no even like hint.
Nobody really knows that. And the only people that believe that are
the family.
the father. No, not even the whole family. Just the father and the older sister. His sister believe. Actually,
Oh my God.
Nobody. Everybody else is like. They'll either question or they outright just think it's bullshit. Like, I don't know, maybe it might not be.
And some of them are so into the money they're willing to risk everything.
Exactly,
like Daniel's wife.
Yeah, the woman that was married in. Yeah.
You know, and so, well, she's like, okay, so they play this song on the record player.
Which I love that. That song's creepy.
Yeah. It's
I wonder if it was. I'm assuming it was made specifically for this movie. It kind of gave me like a BioShock feel.
Yeah. So yeah, Samara Weaving, she's just like, oh yeah, this is gonna be fun, like, and she goes and she hides inside a dumbwaiter. But then you see the family like get out their guns and crossbows. The one sister, Emily, which is Fitch's wife, gets this like little pistol type thing.
And like she's the family fuck up.
Yeah.
You know, which is hilarious.
Yeah, she's like doing coke and
Oh my God. So Fitch gets a crossbow and he's like trying to figure out how to use it. And so they're starting to pursue her. And I love the mom and Fitch are kind of they just kind of seem to be walking in the same, and the mother just looks at Fitch and goes, I've never liked you. And just walks away from him. He goes, I remember, because, I'm getting a little nervous. I'm going to have to go to the bathroom. She goes, I've never liked you. And so he's going to take a shit. And like, while he's shitting, he's looking at his phone, how to operate a crossbow. Because it's not like it's not like a crossbow you go get now. Where it's
it's an old school.
It's like an old school.
All the weapons at this point are like from the 20s or whatever. They're old weapons.
And they do set up how they want to play the game from like the grandfather's era.
According to the exact.
So they shut off all the security cameras and they do have like an electronic lock system. So they lock all the doors.
Yep, everything's locked. She eventually gets bored being in the dumbwaiter and just gets out. And she gets out.
I think so there's like they're kind of like maids, housekeepers.
Yeah.
And the one has fallen asleep like reading a story to
the kids.
The kids. Yeah, the kids run out.
The kids are gone.
Yeah, and she wakes up, so she goes out to try to find them, and Samara Weaving sees her and sort of goes and hides in the room.
Yeah.
So when she's in the dumbwaiter, she doesn't know at this point that they're coming to kill her. She gets out. She's like, screw this.
Yeah.
She runs into. Alex was the one that she was going to marry, or did just marry, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, you have to actually fucking hide, and so he brings her into that room.
Well, we skipped over that. So they originally lock Alex in
with
the room.
Daniel's wife.
Yes, not in the room. She's standing outside to like guard the room.
Yeah.
But he like opens up some secret side passage and gets out that way.
And he goes after her. And so she's like hiding, and I remember now. So she's hiding, she's looking out, and she sees the maid coming in, and she's hiding, and he grabs her mouth and pulls her down. It's like,
you gotta hide.
You gotta hide. So she comes like this and that, and then the maid's sitting there looking around. Are you guys in here? She's talking about the boys, and then Emily Fitch's wife finds her. And
well, off screen we just see
you see the maid get shot straight in the head.
And so she shoots the maid. She goes, "I got her!" And like they come over and they realize it's the maid. She's like, "How did you miss the bride? She's in a white dress." And this maid is basically like the French maid kind of setup, you know. I mean, not as like
a modern version.
like a modern version, not like as sexual, like whatever. Not from like the movie Clue, if you remember her just falling out, you know. But
Yep. So Clara was her name. Clara gets shot in the face.
Yeah.
And this is when she finds out that this is
And she's sitting there just like in shock, and Alex is there, and then they get the body out, and then he takes her into that secret passage and explains everything to her.
Well, and before that, the dad kind of chastises Emily and is like, aim for the body because we need her alive for the ritual.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's the first sort of like, ooh, there's something more going on here.
And so they leave, and then you get the little montage of her ripping her dress and putting on her tennis shoes, and she's gonna go kick ass for shoe bubblegum.
The first time we hear the hero theme.
The hero theme
plays multiple times.
And so she gets out, and they're like dragging the body away. It's like, it's not like we're gonna be able to run into her, you know. And now she, you know, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And then she just comes out, and she doesn't know which door to go through. She comes out this random
Right in
door.
front.
We're never gonna find her now, or whatever. And she just comes out, and then they shoot, and like Emily shoots at her again, and almost kills everybody. And then she just runs by her, and then she's like, "I'm screwing up." And like, so it's pretty good, and she gets away.
We get that Daniel doesn't really want to play the game. Like Daniel is sort
He's
of
drunk and just doesn't.
He's
care.
just
He hates
like
this family tradition.
Yeah, he clearly, even more than Alex, the groom. You can tell he's more done with it than anybody there.
Yeah.
At least he gives off the impression that he is.
Yeah, but he has to do it.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. So he does this where she sneaks back down to the main area and finds him, and he like, you know, he's drinking and gets her.
No, that's a little bit later.
A little bit later. Who does she get? What happens next? I'm trying to remember.
So I can't remember the situation they're in, but Emily ends up taking out this second maid.
Oh,
with
she
a
goes to go
crossbow.
hide back in the dumbwaiter.
Oh, is that? No,
yeah,
no.
I think that's the third. Is that the third?
That's the third one. Yeah.
Yeah. So I can't remember the circumstance, but they all end up in.
No, okay, then I'm right then.
Yes, you're right.
So she goes and then runs into Daniel
It's like
in the room.
in the bedroom, right?
And well, it's like that billiard room. Or
Yeah, it's like, I'll give you 5. You know, I'll give you a head start.
A 10-second head start. So she gets him, and then he comes to 10 and
He's
says,
like, she's in
he's
here.
like, he's like 1.5.
Yeah, he's taking his
2.
time. Yeah.
Then he's like, she's in here. Then they run in. She's like, well, where is she? Like,
like, she
you just missed her.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh,
Yeah, fuck you. Why didn't you do
Alex
anything?
got out. I think they talked about that. And then the maid
comes in,
and she's like just there talking or whatever. And then Fitch gives Emily the thing, and she goes, I think I can figure this out. And shoots the maid right in the mouth. And she's sitting there gagging, and they're trying to talk, but then she'll start gurgling.
Yeah.
And so finally the sister's head off just goes and chops her head off. And so they realize, it's like, well, we don't have to follow the rules. This is modern times. Grandpa would have used the cameras if he would have had them. So Alex figures this out. He's running. He's going to go to the cameras anyway. So he's looking at the cameras and trying to help her. She goes and grabs the elephant gun with the bullets, and she gets into the kitchen to try the door, but it doesn't work. But Alex then the family tries to break into the room, and Alex bashes the.
He unlocks the doors and bashes in the computer, so they can't do anything about it.
So, but Samara's in this kitchen, and then the butler comes in, and he's doing his classical music stuff, but he keeps hearing a click, and he looks around, and she's moving around. You get the Jurassic Park dodging the Velociraptor, which I found out those things are not Velociraptors. Those are way bigger. Real Velociraptors are about this big.
Yeah.
But so she ends up trying to shoot him with the thing, but it doesn't work because it's just a stage gun kind of thing. It's not the real thing.
Yeah.
I watched the trailer for this after the fact because I had never heard of it before we watched it. And in the trailer, she shoots the gun.
Really?
There's a very digital effect of a gun firing off. And I was like, that's funny because, obviously in the movie it doesn't happen.
And so then she hits the guy with a hot thing of water and gets away.
Yep.
And then she runs around again.
That's when she finds the maid 3 in
the dumbwaiter.
And the maid's like, she's over here.
Yeah,
and she
she's
tries to hit the button to go down. And the thing crushes the maid. She goes, I'm not even a real maid. The Mr. Dumas just likes the way I dance.
Yeah, and I think Samara's, I can't remember the name of her character, but she was like, kind of like, hey, we should try to get out of this together. And then she's like, no, fuck you.
Yeah.
I'm trying to, she's in it for herself. And then that's the irony that, she ends up killing herself on accident.
And then like the family, she's eliminating us one by one. And so then
we get a conversation with the mom, Andy McDowell, and the dad. They're talking about how Alex needs to come back to the family and how Alex is the only one that has seen LaBelle in the chair.
Yeah. He was 5 years old. He didn't see him.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 but so yeah.
Grace gets outside.
Yep, she gets outside, and like the first place she's running, and Emily sees her from the porch and tries to shoot her crossbow. Like you see her aiming, like she's gonna hit her in the leg. She shoots the crossbow and she's going sailing over the trees. No way. She's like shit.
And yeah, she gets to like a barn.
Yep, with goats in it.
Yep, and
goats.
Georgie is in there.
Georgie's one of the kids. He's like, Georgie, you gotta help me. And he just like pulls out a gun and shoots at her and like goes through her hand. And she just goes over and decks it. And he's passed out. But what happens then that she falls backwards?
She goes to hide in the well, right? Because
she falls in.
Okay. Does a goat? I can't remember now. Because people come out immediately after, or does she? She gets into a fight with somebody, right?
Well, what happens, something happens and she falls, the double doors of that well break. It's not even a well, it's just like a hole, and then they dump bodies in. Then she sees like the dead bodies of the different grooms, like the guy that was in the beginning, that got shot all the arrows is skeletal now.
Yep.
And she falls into this thing.
I think the head from the maid.
That's right. They were pulling they were taking the
bodies of all the
bodies.
And so they're dumping them in there while she's there, and whatever. And so
she has to climb out of the.
So she's got a hole in her hand. Like they show the hole, and so she's climbing up this ladder, and the ladder breaks. And the only thing that's up there is like the ledge of the thing, and there's like a nail that was kind of holding the ladder. So she reaches her sore hand up there, and it like impales the already made hole on the thing. And it's just like, gross! I can't take it. So she pulls herself up and she screams, and I would have screamed too. I would have just let myself die in that hole. I would have said, "Fuck this, I'm gonna die."
So she gets to like the main fence, like the main gate area, and I think she tries to climb over, but there's like spikes up top. So then she decides to there's a broken
that's right.
pole. What do you call it?
Just a bar.
Bar in the black iron fence.
So yeah, she breaks the bar off and squeezes through, but you get where the
thing's scraping her, and that's a good effect.
Yeah, and her back cuts her back.
And so she gets out, and a car comes by, and the car just like, get out of the road, you crazy bitch! She's like, what the fuck is wrong with rich people? And then she takes off. The butler goes out and sees that she got out, and they're gonna try to find her, and the dad's freaking, we're gonna die, and blah blah blah. And so you realize that if they don't catch her, this LaBelle's gambit's gonna kill them all.
And then that's still left in the air, where partially, he and the sister strongly believe that they're going to die, but they still don't there's not really a way to, at this point, and it's good that they didn't, show whether that was real or not, if it was more than just a superstition. Obviously, it's, because of the climax, it's good that they saved that.
I'll just say right now, at this point in the story, as they touched on this thing, I kind of think, with the way the movie's been, I think the whole thing's just a fucking hoax, and they've been killing people for no reason.
Exactly.
That's where I'm at this point.
I think that's bullshit. I think it was really good that they did it that way, because it makes the ending, much better.
Oh, which is great. So, she's getting away, but then that dude comes up with the car and hits her. or something.
No, he gets out and she ends up getting the upper hand and like chokes him out.
Yeah, they fight
Yeah.
for a bit. Yeah.
And she's driving away. That's right. She's driving away in his car after he chokes him out.
Yeah.
And she calls like the OnStar thing, and the guy's like, "Well, I'm sorry, I gotta shut the car down because it's been
Justin.
the car's been deemed stolen." So I have to, no, shut down. And then,
They're trying to kill me. Oh, I gotta do this.
Sorry, my hands are tied.
Yeah.
And then the guy comes back and like breaks the window, gets her, and knocks her out.
Doesn't he? He tranquilizes her.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he tranquilized. That's right. And then she ends up in the back car, and then he's like singing, and he's freaking out. And they're like FaceTiming, and he's like so proud of himself. But she like wakes up, and they're like, "Look behind you! Turn off the music, you fucking idiot!" Then she kicks him in the face a bunch of times, and they go
We
crashing.
get a slow motion like car flipping.
Yeah.
Which is weird because then they show like the family watching the FaceTime video, and it's like in slow motion as they're watching the FaceTime video. So
And so yeah, they do that, and then Daniel goes out there she crawls out, and Daniel's there, and she's like, "You gotta help me, Dan." He's like, "I can't," blah blah blah, and he knocks her out, kind of a thing. And
yeah, you think like, oh, Daniel is the saving grace
he's
in
been the
this
most sympathetic
situation.
one.
Yeah.
yeah, but he can't. He's like,
Yep.
"I'm sorry, I gotta protect," because like there's a conversation between him and Emily. It's like, why are we even doing this? Maybe we do all need to die, but Emily, or not Emily, his wife is like, "But my kids don't have to die."
Yeah.
And he's like, so that's where he kind of turns. So they get her, and then the dad comes out and goes, "How long did you know I was there?" It's like, I'm not blind. I may be drunk, but I'm not blind. I saw you come from a mile away." So they take her, and we get her into that room, and they get her strapped to a table.
Yeah, and they talk a little bit about like, it's sort of like an offhand comment, mentioning like they've been sacrificing goats. So yeah, this is where we learn like it's an actual like satanic ritual.
Well, yeah, because they're bitching to the mother about how this was made normal to us. Because this is the thing I forget about. I think this is around the time this happens, where Alex is trying to break out by sawing through the thing they handcuffed him to, and the mom talks to him, and she's like, "You know why I left the family? Because sacrificing goats and chanting satanic rituals was normal."
Yeah.
And Alex, or whatever the girl's name was, like, Samira Weaving's character, was like, she showed me that people
Grace.
could be good, Grace, but that people could be good, and I could be good. And that's why I left, and kind of a thing. And so then they all, he's still locked up, and then they all put on robes, and they're around the table getting ready to do their thing.
And they have to drink this, I don't know, I assume it's like blood. Out of this chalice.
Something wine or blood or whatever. So they all drink out of it, and
Then they start choking.
they start chanting, and he's just about to stab her. Then they all start choking. I thought like maybe Dawn had come or something. I wasn't sure.
I like the point in which it happened, where he was like, "Hail," and then they haven't said Satan.
Right,
actually haven't said "Hail Satan" at this point. So I kind of like that. So yeah, they're poisoned or whatever, or he says it's only temporary, right? Like, we'll
yeah, so it was
They'll be shitting weird for a week.
Yeah. So it ended up being Daniel, who at this point I think thinks the whole thing's bullshit.
Yeah.
And he saves her. They're getting out, but then his wife comes around the corner with the gun, and she's like, and he stands in front of her, and she's like, "You really don't care about me," and shoots him in the neck. But then
because it's kind of, I don't know if they outright say it, but it's sort of hinted at that she also kind of came from
she had kind of a similar background.
Yeah,
as
and
Grace. But she wants to embrace this weird.
Yeah,
crazy-
because she has
never
tons of
wants to
money
go back.
now,
Yep.
and
Yeah.
So how did she? So he shoots her, and then what happens? What does Grace?
she
do?
shoots him in the neck.
Yeah,
Then the mom shows up
yeah.
and like tries to like fake sympathize with. This is that point, right? With Grace and
Well, no, because like Alex shows up. No. So Daniel's trying to get her out. Daniel's wife shoots Daniel. What happens to Daniel's wife that Grace is able to get away? Does she just run? He tells her to just run.
Yeah,
Takes off.
because then after that is when she and the mom.
Oh, 'cause
confront
she's
each
out of
other.
ammo or whatever.
That's right. Yeah, she does. Yeah,
So she
exactly.
runs and
Well, when she gets up, she like throws a lamp and it starts a fire.
yeah, I think she hits maybe the wife with the lamp or hits her with a gun or something. So then she takes off, and then she runs into Alex. Then
I don't think so. No, so I think this is the part right where she runs into the mom.
oh, the mom shoots arrows and misses.
And then they talk for a while, and she tries to be a little sympathetic, but she's like, "No, this is all crazy." And this is when she starts to bash the mom's head, and that's when, And she bashed the one person, and she was like, "I actually do care about you, and I think this. I understand all this,
But I have to save my family."
Yeah,
but
and then
Alex sees. This is where Alex. See now, I thought it was interesting Alex's turn here. So Alex just watches Grace beat the shit out of his mom, and at this point he turns, seeing now that Grace isn't any better than everybody else. Like for him, it was more of like something switched in his head, and even the sister's like, Alex is the one that was supposed to run this company now. So then they get her back on the table. They're holding her down. They're gonna stab her, but then the dawn comes, and I love this scene. The dawn comes.
Hold on.
Yeah.
I'm so now that we're talking about it, I don't actually remember why Alex turns.
well, he just saw his mom get her head bashed.
so he comes
But is that what does
And
it?
that's what does it.
I think there's also some kind of words exchanged. I think between him.
Oh, I remember now. Yeah, so
And
he
that
backs
kind
it,
of
and he kind of like looks at her, and then he goes to grab Grace, and Grace kind of pulls away. She goes, "I'm sorry right now." He goes, "You can never love me now, can you?"
Oh, that's right.
And then he's like, "She's in here!"
Yeah.
And each one, she tells him that her brother's dead, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So then they get her back on the table, but it's like dawn. They open up the shades, and they all go, "Ah!" Like, they all
Well,
start
we do get
screaming.
the Hail Satan line.
Yeah, you finally hear them
Yeah.
say "Hail Satan."
But then like the dawn comes and they open the shades and it's like they all and then Fitz is like, "I knew it was bullshit,"
Yep.
but then he explodes. and then his wife and the kids run out in the hallway and they all explode.
Yep.
And then the dad explodes, and then Alex is like, "Well, I'm so sorry, please have mercy." And then he explodes. Sister explodes.
No, they all explode except for Alex, and then Samara Weaving. He's like begging for forgiveness.
Yeah, he's trying to pretend that
we can still get through this, whatever.
And she gives him the ring and says, "I want a divorce," and then he explodes.
I want a divorce. She throws the wings as it hits him.
Yeah.
He like fucking pops like a balloon.
And then LaBelle.
The bail, yeah.
Yep, he shows up on that chair they were talking
Yeah,
about.
that's
And
right,
he like
I
winks at her,
forgot.
like smiles. And the end of the movie, the end of that part, she's just going, "Fuck."
Yeah.
And then she goes outside, lights a cigarette, and the whole house is on fire because of the lamp she threw. And the police are showing up. "We need an ambulance over here." And she's just smoking. "Well, are you okay?" She's like, "In-laws." And so that was the end of that movie. So it's a very Mayhem-esque movie for her, and
Yeah, it's a nice, fun, like, sort of. You don't really have to think too hard about it.
Yeah.
It's just like entertaining.
It's a good
like,
horror comedy movie.
yeah.
And
Which is sort of what Samara Weaving is kind of like. That's her jam.
Kind of her jam right now.
Yeah.
I I don't know what else she could do. I'd like to see her in more stuff, and not just because she's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. I mean, oh my god, I've had people talk about like her eyes are too big or she's not that good looking. Like I've had in arguments about like, well, this chick's hot. And it's like, no.
Of course you have.
It's not. She's not hot. She's angelic. Like hot is a derogatory term. All right, hot is just like like she's absolutely mesmerizing. And then I like her and Teresa Palmer. It's really beautiful too.
What do you think about this
If
ending?
Michael B. Jordan's abs were a woman, they would be Samara Weaving.
What do you think about this ending? Do you like that they actually went to this supernatural, or do you think it would have been better if they actually nothing happened?
I could go either way. I feel like ultimately I would have liked it have been bullshit at the end. Just
My only problem is that they all thought it was bullshit. They were kind of thinking it might be bullshit. So then I like that they open the shades, like, oh, it was bullshit, but then they start to explode. I actually like that it was supernatural. Because of, like, for the comedic effect of, like, of giving them the chance to do that scene where they pull the shades and they all start screaming from the sunlight. It's like, and then Fitch like, I knew it was bullshit. I think that an equally funny ending could have been written too, to have it just be bullshit. And like, where they're like, they kind of say it, so what do we do now? And then they start exploding or whatever. But like, what do they do at that point? Like, you know, does she like demand the company? Like, she's the new head of this family and blah, blah.
I think the ending, if it goes that way, they kill her anyways, because it's like, well, I can't have somebody tell what happened, right?
I would have liked that nothing happened, because then that would have meant that they've killed.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
Unknown amount of people for no reason. Like, I like that aspect of, like, they've done horrible things and it's all turned out to be bullshit.
I do agree with that.
That would have been cool. How do you play the end then? Does she like fight them all and win, or does she get killed by them?
I feel like she just has to get killed, because that's the only way that makes sense without them getting caught, right? And then it's like, do we continue doing this just because?
What do you like? What's the outro? I know Nick Fury shows up.
We need you guys to fight Cthulhu.
But I thought that was a fun movie.
Yeah. What overall? What are you guys' thoughts?
So overall, from a music, cinematography, directing standpoint, it's a very standard movie. It doesn't do anything breaking molds. It doesn't have any really cool shots or anything.
One thing that bugged me consistently was the overuse of that hero theme, which I get it's a horror comedy, and that can, going back to that same theme over again, and how it's like, oh man, this is like, you can play that over dramatic song for humor.
Yeah.
But it for me personally annoyed the fuck out of me. It's very generic, hero song that they probably bought from a music library, and that, like, for some reason that got into my. I overall enjoyed the movie, but that it's one of those things that bug, one of those weird things that bug me.
Yeah, I do think there's not really. I agree with your BioShock. Sort of.
I like the set design stuff. Yeah, that stuff's cool.
Yeah, it does have like a very, I wouldn't say unique really, but
it has a look. It
definitely has like the lighting and all that.
Yeah,
it has an atmosphere.
Yeah, it's not like it's exactly. It's not like it's not like something like Mandy where it's just like, this is fucking otherworldly, or Suspiria, where it's like, it's definitely its own 100% its own thing.
So and my thing, I wish it would have stayed in the house. Is my thing. Like, there's a couple things like that. I wish it would have stayed in the house.
Maybe there'd be more depth to the house. Like, what's in the fucking basement? Where there's some weird catacombs, or there's some other shit.
Something like that.
They could have easily had that outdoor barn area be inside the house.
Sure.
Like there's no. Besides her, like, getting out of the house, I guess you might feel like she's escaped in a way. But otherwise, there's no necessarily any reason why she needs to be.
But I see what you mean. There's more opportunity to show more of this house,
like more of the hide and seek game.
Gotta go to like like the video game Resident Evil, where like this weird house can encompass weird fucking, and so like maybe there's a weird fucking old alchemy lab or something. This shit down there.
I was thinking it was gonna be hide and seek. She's gonna get killed through. They're gonna try to kill her in the house, but I thought it was gonna be a thing where she turns the tables. And like, it's basically, the movie is her eliminating them one by one.
Them for real,
and that's kind of what I was thinking it was going to be, instead of her just killing just the mom.
But really, I mean, she kills the mom, but otherwise it's Emily
kills everyone.
Which actually is now comedically genius when I think about it. She's not going to kill anybody. But I think for the most part, it's a standard, comedy horror movie. It's good. It's
you're right about there not being any like shots that
That
go
stands out really.
outside standard
But at the same
or
time,
edits. Yeah.
At the same time, I don't think they're doing that. They weren't looking to do that
Right,
either.
right.
I think they were just trying to make a fun movie, along somewhere in between Tucker and Dale and Happy Birthday, whatever that's called, somewhere in between there. Like, it kind of fits. I feel like it fits in that right between those two movies, because like Tucker and Dale is genius.
Yeah.
Happy Birthday is fun and it's a neat take on that whole thing, and this is like somewhere in the middle where you still got the gore and stuff, but it feels it's not as good as like a fucking Tucker and Dale. That's the that's my favorite comedy horror, bro.
Yeah, and I like how it's grounded up until the end.
Yeah, no, that is good too.
Fuck. But so yeah, I mean, I just based on that, I wouldn't give it the highest ranking. I'd give it personally, and I would give it like a high silver probably.
That's where I'm at too. Mainly because one, I don't like. There's very few horror comedies that I really like. Tucker and Dale being one of them, but that one's like beyond it kind of transcends in its own unique kind of clever thing.
Yeah.
And this is because it's pretty plain, and because I just don't have a tendency to liking horror comedies in general personally, and more of a personal thing, that I feel like I like it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely like in a silver range for me too.
And
it doesn't feel like it like whereas Tucker and Dale kind of aspires to more. This doesn't, as you were saying, it's like this doesn't aspire to be much more than
what it is.
What it ends up being.
And even in compared to like Samara Weaving's other comedy horrors like Mayhem, and even like at the time I wasn't sure how I felt, but like even now with The Babysitter, I think The Babysitter and Mayhem are better movies than this one.
Yeah, I love The Babysitter. Like I think that's better than Mayhem and this, but
sure. And I could probably get on board with that.
But I do like it, and I do think it was enjoyable.
Yeah, and like this is one I would watch again too.
Yeah.
But as far as like when you're comparing it in these scales here, like with the Color of Space, I don't think it's as good, and so I can't give it gold. I think it's really not as good. Like whereas like we talk about a ranking, I really feel like a silver isn't bad. Like
no, not at all.
But like a silver it's a great movie. It's not aspiring to be anything like a gold is, and it's not an instant classic.
And maybe if it were shot better, if they had more interesting shots, you can maybe tempt me into thinking. But as you're saying, it's plain, and then like the music stuff. They spent the money on getting that original hide and seek song, so the rest of the music is very plain. Other than that song,
if you watch the trailer, like that's essentially what the movie is. Like you're not getting anything besides that sort of twist at the end.
And you get some funny dolly. Like the acting is very good.
Yeah, it is all good.
The acting is good. Everybody that acted, even the fucking kids. Like, the asshole kid was like, I just wanted to make you proud. I really shoots the girl. And so like everything is like the acting is good. The music is generic. It's standard movie making. It's not bad. It's just standard.
Yeah, exactly.
There's nothing really particularly neat about it. It even has your slow-mo car crash and whatever, But there's a lot of cool, funny, stuff in it too. And but yeah, I didn't even notice the music, honestly.
I usually don't, but that's particular theme.
That's because
how many times it showed back up.
Well, that's because the only song I ever heard when she was on the screen was
Yeah, this is a movie I would watch anytime it's on.
Sure.
Like,
I might not turn it on purpose, but I would never turn it off.
right. Yeah,
If
exactly.
it's on, I'm like, oh fuck yeah, I'll watch this.
I can see that for sure. Yeah.
But I would turn on The Babysitter on purpose. I did recently watch Mayhem again on purpose because I wanted to see it again because I hadn't seen it in a while. But did I like this one? It's pretty good.
So silver. Seal approval.
Yep.
Seal approval. Yep.
Silver. Yep. I don't think you can get anything if you don't get the seal of approval.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you could. If it's a particularly shitty movie, it's like this movie sucks. It gets, but it was so much fun to watch.
You still see it.
or you could say that it was like a well-made movie, but you just didn't. It wasn't. You didn't like it.
We liked it better than The Witch.
I was saying maybe that's what The Witch is.
Yeah.
Like,
right.
You can tell it's well made, but it's like, why would you want to watch it?
Yeah. Exactly. So yeah, that's
Silver
seal of approval.
Silver for Samara Weaving.
As always, I'm your host, Xander. With me, once again, is Marcos, the man himself, and Russ.
Hey there.
From us at Scream Fiends, so long and farewell.
You held one for like a good minute.
Yeah.
Long and farewell. Fucking Scream Fiends.